We've only got 2 weeks left of the regular season, mate.
Yeah. But then there's finals, and then there's pack champs, and then there's world, and then there's look,
the Ashes tour.
There's always more footy, Liam. That's one thing we've come to learn, isn't it?
There's plenty of footy.
My wife learns it every year. Oh, hey, grand final's over, and then there's just a game this Friday.
And then it's pre-season.
Oh, it's Cook Islands versus PNG. I really need to see this young six. Anyway. We'll get there.
Well, do you think the table changes much in the next 2 weeks? That's probably where I want to start. I think we're locked in.
Positionally as well, or just the eight itself?
Yeah, I think the Warriors are locked in for top 4. I think they've got a better run home than the Bronx and the Sharks.
And they've got a buffer there.
Penrith, they've still got to play the Dogs, which they do this week. Yeah, I think we're pretty much locked in. Yep. I don't reckon we see much more of a slide from the top 8 at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, it would take Roosters need to drop, and then Finns or Manly need to probably put on a score to leapfrog. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the 8's settled. I know you and Ryan have been hammering the wires on the Unpopular Opinions podcast, but I still think they're doing enough right defensively and with their kicking game to they're never going to beat themselves. Yeah. That's the style of footy that holds up really well in September is like resilience under pressure and composure under pressure. They don't try and change anything, even with some top-line talent missing. So, yeah, I'm probably still keen to be with the Wars to hold on to that 4th spot, but I mean, if they drop out one, then they get a home final week 1. So
correct. Yeah, and the Bronx have to play Cows and the Storm. So
they get Storm without Harry Grant.
True.
Yep. And they probably run through a Cows middle this week. So, yeah, it's going to be a tight run home.
It certainly is. Let's jump across. Friday night, we've got the Storm and the Roosters.
Yes.
The Roosters, a bit embarrassed last week against Para, I'd say.
They knew that you tipped them.
Well, yeah.
On the podcast, Malty.
It was Mark Nawangani Dawase and some headless chooks running around there. And now they're $2.92 the Storms, $1.42. Melbourne without Harry Grant.
Yep. Sam Walker probably misses this one.
Oh, if he plays, I don't see it. Yeah, why do the Roosters get so many bad head knocks? Why is it them? Who's
it just them?
Is it? Think about it. We've got Walker's had a few.
Yep.
Radley's had a few.
Rads.
We've had Boyd Cordner gone, Friendy gone. Yep. Keary also.
True.
A million. Why is it that the Sydney Roosters have way more serious head knocks than anyone else?
I don't know. Someone talk to their tackle tech.
Yeah.
Getting their heads in the wrong positions. I'm not one to talk about tackle technique.
No, as am I.
We made 5 tackles between us in a few years of uni footy in Queensland.
Got the world's softest jaw. So even when I was going legs, I was going to sleep. Let's talk about the Storm and the Roosters. This is just Melbourne covering that 7.5 point line.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I tipped for net in the blog this week. I think I backed the Chooks to keep it close, but Melbourne's goal line defence over the last month has been insane. Like their scramble. I think who'd they verse last week?
Storm,
I'm blanking right now.
Storm and the Bulldogs.
The Doggies made 10 line breaks against Melbourne last week. They scored 2 or 3 tries. So Melbourne continually impressed in the scramble. That's been where the Chookies have been really good over the last month as well, but let one slip against Parramatta. I think I'm going to take the Chooks to keep it close. Harry Grant is such a big loss for a Storm attack, already missing Jerome Hughes as well. And he starts everything for him. He's the cue for almost all their triggers in attack. So, yeah, I'll take the Chookies to keep that one tight.
I think that's what I noticed in that Storm game last week. Like, they were doing all of the defence and they were setting themselves up so well.
Yep.
But you could tell that they were missing Jerome Hughes because once they got a whiff of good ball, their structure and their plans were just not
wasn't as ruthless as typical.
What we expect of them. And when you've got Munster out the back and you've got a young halves pair, it's just not the Melbourne that I expect to see.
Yeah, and how often do we see them defend 2 sets on their line and then they go 100 metres and score?
Well, isn't that one of Dryl's stats? He's like, it happens. Like
if
you defend your line 3 sets in a row or something, you
can go on the length.
Yeah, I should have asked him about it.
I wouldn't know, mate. Rabbitohs have struggled to defend 3 sets in a row this year.
There's
one game you want to talk about. Dogs Cows.
There is. We've got a Queensland derby.
Yep.
Cows,
A Robert Derby.
Robert Derby. Cows obviously came back against the Tigers at Leichhardt
Yep.
yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
We're recording on a Monday.
Yep.
Not an easy thing to do. Broncos were expected to win that game in Newcastle last week.
Yep.
Let
me guess.
I'm trying to get my thoughts right, but what I took away from that Broncos game was I saw a team with all of the weapons and the firepower to defend and win in a big way.
Yep.
I just don't think that we earned the right to attack with flair the way that we were trying to in the first half.
Yeah.
There was I think back-to-back sets. Walshy just he kicked two real questionable balls. One was he just kicked it out to reset everything.
Oh, yeah.
Something wasn't quite right. And then he put a chip over for, I think it was Dean Mariner, who didn't know he was on the same page.
Yep.
Just think that
ran himself into touch once too.
Yeah. And then obviously he did some really incredible things.
Yes.
But I just don't think that we're nailing the stuff at the start of the game to be able to get that green light to then start getting fancy and fruity and play that fun footy. That's what I saw.
Yeah. It's a little bit the same for the Broncos NRLW side at the moment.
Yeah,
as well.
okay.
Stacked with talent and to the point where they'll often jag a try in the first set or second set of the game, which I think is what happened.
We had
two early tries? 2
tries, and then it was like, okay, well, the floodgates are going to open. And then I think we were just trying too hard. We weren't completing our sets. We weren't getting to our spots. It was just, all right, let's play backyard footy now. So,
and I reckon the good teams like Penrith have been a model of that over the last few years of setting games up early to win them late, put fatigue into your opposition, and you know the points will come. That's something that Canberra have done really well this year. I think you mentioned on the potty this week. They keep piling on points late in games. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they know that the points will come. So long as they keep doing all that shit stuff for 60 minutes, they'll get them in the back end of the half. I don't know. I think the Bronx will run away with it here. The touches in the spine have been really interesting for me. Some people think that's the most boring thing ever, but me looking at receipt numbers since Reno and Ezra have left the side, Walshy's had 35 and 38 receipts, which is a lot for a fullback, but not that much. And in fact, about 5 or 10 touches less than his season average over the whole year. So interesting that you've got two on the ball players out of the side, but Walsh is touching the ball less, but having some really nice involvements. I think overall, Madge has simplified it up. You're not throwing as many passes across the board as you were to begin the year. You played a really simple power game, which is limiting the errors, and trying to put some fatigue into the opposition middle, and then those edges open up late. So, I'm gonna back your boys 13 plus.
Yeah, nice.
I don't respect the Cows' middle defense this year, and Katoni Staggs. Just keeps the hits just keep coming.
Yeah, he's playing out of his skin.
Yep.
But it's back to Walshy really quick. He gets all the media, but I really like the way that we're playing him now that Ez and Reno are out. I feel like his role's much more clearly defined.
Well, he gets the ball when he wants it.
Yeah, gets the ball when he wants it. It's not like, like he's maybe third priority on the hierarchy when it's Reno, Ez, Benny Hunt, Billy Walters, Carrigan, Haas, Pakesy when he's there. Like his role is there, and I think he's obviously the mistakes are going to come. He's trying to do too much at different points, but you don't get the diamonds without the rocks.
I like it.
I'm with you, Bronx 13 plus. Sharks Knights, Dolphins Titans on Sunday. Baby. I'm not interested.
Easy as AFB. I've got my Adam Fanua Blake shrugged his tee on today. 1, 2, 3.
Can you give me a tip for Dolphins Titans? Obviously, Desi's gone.
My days.
Do the Titans put one on the fins here, or I think they're playing this one at Redcliffe, just quietly.
Oh, at KO Stadium?
I'm completely wrong. They're not. They're not. I was telling Porkies.
I reckon AJ Brimson tried bashing one off the ruck like he does when there's a bit of momentum in sets to just try and smash that Dolphins middle. They've got a lot of missing cattle around the ruck. So, I'm not touching a head-to-head. I know you've taken Fins to cover, but give me AJ anytime. That's all I want to do with that game.
Beautiful. All right. Well, good to chat to you, mate.
Let's eat.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.